We talk about motivation like if it were a fuel tank. We wait for it to fill up and be full, that way we can move. But pause and ask yourself, what happens when it's empty? You could say you stay in bed, or you skip that prayer, you miss that run session, gym session, pool session. I used to live based on how I felt in the moment, on that feeling of being inspired or motivated. But unfortunately, feelings are liars. And the cold truth is this: the zone isn't a feeling you wait for. It's a reality you choose to step in or invite in. It's a reality you choose to step into. If you're waiting for your tank to be full, that way you can obey, or in another case, go out for that run, you're not a runner. You're more of a spectator. Spectators don't win or finish races. It's the runners that do. If you're a student or an athlete, you know exactly what the zone means. Physiologists call it the flow state. It's that moment when you're in a 3-hour study session where you sort of lose track of time and you're cruising, so to say, through that study session. And there's sort of this feeling that everyone seems to repeat, that the world seems to fade away. You are not distracted, of course. You're not checking your phone. You're just executing.
I had to stop taking my emotional temperature and start focusing more on the mechanics of my own mind. In the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 5, Paul states that we should bring into captivity every thought to the obedience to Christ. And this verse isn't a suggestion from Paul. It's telling us that we should take action. When I'm in the water and my lungs start to feel like they're burning, and then my mind is telling me to quit, if I stop and negotiate with this feeling of uncomfort, I will ultimately lose my rhythm. So what do? I take that thought captive. Just take it to the next stroke. And I don't do that because I'm an elite athlete or someone who's experienced in the area. I did it because I had already made the decision beforehand, before I even started to swim. I don't have to negotiate or debate in the moment to finish that workout or that stroke or length of swimming, whatever it is, because the moment I'm already there, I must finish it. It is a decision you have to make ultimately on your own way before doing it. That way, when those feelings or thoughts come into action in between what you're doing, you're prepared. The Christian zone works exactly the same way. When you have that feeling that you're tired or you had a very long day and you end up not reading your word or praying, don't sit there and argue with your feelings. You take the excuse captive and you stop manufacturing that feeling of being a good Christian sometimes when you feel like it. Just remember who you belong to and act. And the debate is over. And again, to underline it, you move because of your identity, not your energy level. In 1 Corinthians, Paul says, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run, that ye may obtain it." In this verse, he's not relying on impulse. He's operating off his identity. You have to, in a way, already live that sort of lifestyle. Same thing when you adapt to a certain sport, like running. You have to adapt and learn the ways of how people run. And one of the biggest things that can be connected to our spiritual lives is relying on feeling. I never wake up feeling that I want to go on a run, but I run because I have to, because there might be something I have to do in the future that is based upon my effort to run on the days I don't feel like it. And yes, definitely, I love the days that I feel like I have the energy and I can run a marathon. But that feeling dies. And so we should be based upon the identity and our own discipline. And those skills can also be transferred to our personal life and our spiritual life.
In the book Mind, Character, and Personality, this exact
psychology is mapped out. You see, it says that if we let our feelings dictate our actions, we are slaves to our impulses. It says that the will is the governing power in the nature of man. Think about that mechanically. You cannot force an emotion. You can't make yourself feel holy or feel like diving into cold water. But you can choose your will. The Christian zone is the moment you stop trying to fix your feelings and simply hand the steering wheel to the will of the Father. The feelings will eventually follow, but now they are no longer your drive. And so, like I always like to do, how can we put this practically in our lives? Reiterating everything I've said. Number one, stop taking your emotional temperature. Stop asking yourself if you feel like you're the thing you're identifying as. You feel like you're a student or you feel you're like an athlete. Stop doing that. Check your will instead of your emotions. Number two, take it captive. Use 2 Corinthians as a reflex. If a thought tells you that you're empty or tries to push you to an emotion, don't entertain it. Make it submit. And number three, run to win. Stop trying to act the part. Instead of trying, act from that victory that has already been won. When we stop overthinking and just start doing, life starts to run a lot better. The truth isn't that the zone is hard to find. It's that you've been standing in it the whole time. The only difference now is you stop listening to the noise. And with that, thanks to God, 1% better. Always.